I'm just going to start like by asking a question, like a simple one. When you're in a relationship and stuff, who should pay on the date? Who should be the one that pays? Like even if the guy like kind of invited you on the date, what do you think about like, should you offer to pay or should he just take care of the bill straight away? Like, what do you think?
Okay, I don't think that there is like a right and wrong answer. Like, I think that like if you both go to the date, you both ask for like separate checks, I have no problem paying for my own.
Okay.
I don't need you to pay for me.
I agree.
However, if you are going and like you ask for one check, I just think it's like a gentleman's
like a courtesy thing to do.
Like, yeah, I think
okay,
that
so
like, you're the man.
Do you think it's his responsibility?
No,
then?
I don't think it's anybody's responsibility.
Okay.
Because I'm independent, and if I could pay for the whole thing.
But would he have been raised right if he offered first?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so he was raised wrong if he doesn't offer.
If he doesn't offer,
I think it's like I'm kind of a little bit let down if he doesn't offer, I think, because I just feel like it's a very like gentleman-like move
Okay.
to like offer, and like I would be like very like thankful and like show my appreciation that he did.
It's a gentlemanly thing for him to pay. Now, what about after like multiple dates and stuff? Is it a courteous thing then for the girl to say, okay, like I've got this one kind of thing? Girls, and guys as well, they'll go out with guys on multiple first dates to have the bill paid constantly. Kind of thing. Like, what's your opinion on that? Like,
if you're continuously going to go on dates, that means like there's an interest between both parties. Going again for a second, a third, or whatever it is, like they're obviously doing something right.
Okay.
So like for a girl to not want to offer ever, I think that's really weird, and that you're already expecting that that's the man's responsibility to be able to take part and always pay for the bill.
Okay. I think so. So we talk about we want to be treated as equals to men, but we only want to be treated when it's convenient. So we're like, okay, we're going out on a date, and like, yeah, okay, like it's like courteous, it's like manners, but I think it should be equal. So okay, so if he pays for the first one, you pay for the second one. It should be like equal, I think, because if that's what we want, like it has to be like all over.
However, I totally agree, but then at what point, if there is like, okay, an expectation, at least the first date, the man like pays, so he gets it the first one and maybe the second one, but like
if after like 5 or 6 dates the guy continues to pay, would it be okay if he felt disrespected that you didn't even offer?
You have to talk about it. Like, I feel like both parties have to also put in their part in offering or like wanting to pay. That shows initiative.
I went on a date once, and I was in one time, and I like had full intentions of like paying. I didn't really think it was a date. It was just kind of like hanging out, grabbing a couple beers. When the bills came, they came separately. Or no, sorry, they came together, and he didn't even offer.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
He didn't even like go forward. Yeah, it was one bill. I had said separate bills, but I don't know if the lady heard or whatnot. So in the sense of like gender roles, it's just like, okay, you don't have to pay for me, but like also I shouldn't be paying for you. I don't know.
I'm glad we're all on the same page and stuff, because I feel like this is going to be like a good discussion, just because like I do think that like the guy should definitely, you know, if he asks you out on a date, he should offer and take care of the first bill, right? But then, you know, I also believe that after a duration of time, like you're also in a relationship with your best friend. Going on a date constantly, like if you were to just go on a date with your best friend, would you constantly expect the one best friend to take the bill? No, because it's an equal thing. Like you're meant to be there with your partner, but they are the person that you want to spend the most time with and just your best friend, right? So I like that we're on like the same page of all that. I'm going to intro it right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the next episode of the Hardcast, where we talk about some of the things that are hard to talk about. We have some of Geordie's friends who I've been lucky enough to meet over the duration of time.
I'm the quiet one for tonight. What's up, guys?
Me and Geordie are both on prep. I still have like a meal left. You have 1 meal left, right?
1 meal left, and I'm freaking dying right
Geordie's
now.
calories are substantially lower than mine. So
if you see me being a zombie during this entire thing, apologies, but I will try to give my opinion where it's due.
Prep feels.
Yeah, honestly.
Serious prep feels. But today I have some questions for everyone here. Some of the most highly debated topics, male versus female. People have really strong opinions about these things. I know I do too. And I feel like everyone is truly entitled to their own opinion. Everyone's been raised differently. Everyone's experienced different things growing up, different things that have shaped them as a person, different experiences. So I feel like everyone has like a super valid point to add. Just because someone has a view on something doesn't mean it's the right or wrong one. It can actually potentially help shape your view on a various topic in the world that you didn't have before because you haven't been exposed to that conversation. So we're going to talk about some things. I'm going to ask some questions. I feel like you guys should just introduce yourself first.
My name is Pamela. I am a fashion model, and my @handle is Pamela Sanchez B.
I'm Courtney. I'm an architectural technologist.
Oh, that big title.
Wow. And my Instagram is Court Evans with
Court
a
Evans.
0.
All right, hello. My name is Skylar. I'm a case manager for dual diagnosis clients. My @handle is Sky Vanderwater.
My name is Julia, and I'm a graphic and interior designer. And my @handle is Jzabo, but the A is an X.
The A is an X.
Yes.
And then you don't need to introduce yourself, but go for
I
it.
don't need an introduction.
This is the queen. This is the queen right here.
Jordy Dix. That is my Instagram handle and my name. And I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I do some YouTube and Instagram. That's about it.
And she actually has her own podcast too with
do.
Geordie and Sky.
And it's called Better Than Your Last.
Better than your last. So they just started a podcast too. We decided to start at the same time. You know, if you are into topics that are to do with like things that are better than your last, gossip topics like bad experiences with boys and stuff, and just like general overviews on like relationships and stuff, definitely go over to their podcast and check it out. This isn't about that shit. This is about the hard topics, and we're gonna dive into it. So with that being said, sit back, relax. I have a caffeinated beverage as always. Geordie had one until she downed it. Pam has one here. Opinion on abortion. We had a brief conversation about this earlier, Sky, but I think you should start. Yeah. So like, if a man impregnates a woman and he doesn't want the kid,
Men, women, anybody cannot tell you what to do because you're an individual and you are only here for yourself. Second of all, if the man does not, in my opinion, want the baby at all, I think it's now, well, again, like it's always up to the woman, but now it's her responsibility to see if she wants to keep it or not, if she is financially stable, willing to fully do this whole entire process by herself.
okay.
Because the man is clearly not in it.
Well, if the man wants the kid because he really wants a child, but you don't want a child.
That's actually, in my opinion, really simple. I have to carry this kid.
Okay.
It's my body. So like, if I don't want it, like, I'm really
much
sorry,
the same
but
answer.
like, yeah, I'm sorry.
It's not just because the man wants the kid. Your significant other isn't on the same side as you, so you have to come together with an agreement or a conclusion together. If not, it is the girl's body. So I do.
So you think the girl has the overall say?
In my opinion, again, why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't want a baby?
Whenever is there like a perfect scenario? When does, two people get together, they have sex, and like, we are going to plan to have a child, we have a great house, we're financially stable, and all these things? Because it wasn't the case for me. Like, I was a full-on accident.
Yeah.
My mom was not in the right place to have a child. She was 19 years old, my dad was 20. They were fucking around and they had me. I wasn't brought up in like a financially stable place either. I know that like, if she had I guess like if my dad had a choice, I know for a fact that my dad didn't necessarily want to have me because he was when I was 20, the thought of me having a kid, like, that would scare the shit out of me. Like, I can relate to where he's coming from, but I'm glad that he did have me because I'm here right now. You know.
I think if I were to get pregnant, like, and let's say he did want to keep it, I would definitely like consider his thoughts and think about it.
Okay.
But
that's
at
good.
the end of the day, it is like my choice, and I do have the final say.
Would you ever do it behind his back? Would you ever say, like, let's just say he said, I really want to keep it. Would you ever just get rid of it and then you tell him like it's gone?
After the fact?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I would
Okay.
tell him beforehand because like I would expect to be like very close with like my partner.
Also, a matter of respecting each other's opinions. So like, if I got pregnant
Yeah.
and I didn't want the child but you did,
Okay.
I would have a conversation with you about it, but I would also be like, hey, like, this is my body at the end of the day. Like, 100% I want you to be happy, but at the same time, you have to respect that it's my body, my decision, my choice.
But you'd kill my baby.
If I didn't want to have it.
I understand that. Like, I truly do think that like a child like should be raised in a good, like, I guess, financial situation, living situation, healthy relationship. I feel like the most important thing is like actually being in love with the person, that because you're about to raise a child.
I think it's so funny when people like assume that having a baby is going to fix like a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you have no idea, like your stress level. I don't know, I've never had a child, but I could only assume, because I work with children all day long, basically, I can only assume your stress level is through the roof. One thing leads to another and you guys don't agree on the way. I mean, I went to school 5 years, like working with children. So I've done a lot of placements, and like, yeah, it's home situations. Sometimes it's nature versus nurture. Their home situation is completely quote unquote normal.
Okay.
But it's just who they hang out with.
I do think it is like the woman's final say, because like, you know, it is your body. You have to go through the stress. You have to literally, you know, carry that child for 9 months, and it's like an emotional roller coaster. Not only is it stressful, is it like damage your body forever. Like it's gonna like have a, you know, some people go through better pregnancies than others, but understanding the fact that like you do have to carry that child, and it is your say, and you have to like, weirdly in a you know, a parent's relationship, the mother has, I can only gauge this off what I've been told, but the mother's instinct, I've never heard of a dad's instinct. You know, like the mother knows when the child is injured. She feels it. She grew the thing in her body, kind of thing. Like I've never heard of that for a man, kind of thing. I definitely think that a mom has a bond to their child more than a guy will ever have, just minutely. Any single dads listening, I'm so sorry, but like, if that might not be the case, but I definitely think that like with a guy, like your mommy's boy, or like, you know, Geordie, for example, like you and your mom like have such a tight relationship.
I also think that like, if let's say you were to get pregnant, for me personally, like I have such an idea in my head of like what I want from like my future family too, and like I would hope that like my future husband and I like stay together like forever, and I also would want like the kid to grow up with their parents together too. So like you can't really guarantee that when something kind of happens unexpectedly.
Yeah. And if you have like expectations for your life and stuff, you know exactly what you want it to look like you're fully, you know, you have the right to make your life as you want it. I was hoping for some sort of like, no, that is not the case. You are so wrong about that.
I just think it's crazy that like men think they just have so much like control, and entitlement to like be like, no, you're having this baby.
Or like the opposite end, no. Right? Because like, what if a guy says like, I don't want you to have that kid? Because that's typically like the way it goes. Like typically like a guy is like, oh my god, she told me she's pregnant. Like I'm not ready for a kid. You know, I didn't plan in this. I was just trying to sleep around and fuck around and, you know, whatever. And you accidentally make a woman pregnant. Typically, it's not that he wants to keep the kid. It's that you are like, no, I'm keeping this kid. It's mine, because like, you don't believe in abortion. And then the guy's like, no, like I don't want to be a dad right now. And he freaks out and he panics, whether it's because he's like, you know, doesn't love the girl, or maybe he's genuinely not ready. But I feel like it typically is like that way. Do you feel bad for the guy that like he's not ready?
I feel bad for him that he couldn't.
For myself,
yeah.
For me, I actually like, I wouldn't be here if my mom also had an abortion. My mom had me when she was very young as well. However, for me in my life, I have like goals that I want to achieve, and like I just know that again, I'm not ready financially. I'm not like stable and all that stuff. So like if a guy came and was like, I really like want to keep it, or like I don't want to have it, like would be on the same page. But if he wanted to keep it, like again, it's
leading on from the topic you said about male power, because you just said about the abortion, and like you hate how like men feel sometimes that they have the power to actually tell a woman what to do, because who the fuck are they? How dare they tell me what to do, right? Because like we are equals. Now in terms of like a relationship, let's just say you've been in a relationship for a long time with a guy, do you think he has the power or the right to tell you what to wear? If he feels bad in any way, or like if he's about to feel like self-conscious about like his girlfriend,
about me dressing up the way I want to dress.
What if you make him
I just finished my monster too, so like my heart is
what if he feels jealous?
He's jealous of me?
Yeah, what if he's jealous because other guys, you walk in a club, you're looking beautiful, you got a nice dress on, makeup's done, and your dress is exceptionally more revealing than what he's used to.
Baby, I did this for me.
Okay.
I did this for me. Dressing up and going out is one thing, but like it's for, you know, having a good night and whatever it is. And like if I'm dressing up is because I feel confident looking the way I look.
Okay.
If I look like this in the beginning of us, you know, starting a relationship, then I'm going to continue looking like this. If you have a problem with it, then we have a problem.
Okay. Where do you think that comes from a guy?
Definitely insecurity, just like Jordan said. Like I think that if you feel insecure, then why are you even dating a girl that
like
likes to dress up?
If you had advice to like guys listening, like what advice would you give to a guy if he's jealous about his girlfriend, or if he's insecure about his girlfriend? Like what would you say to him?
In a previous relationship that I was in, not that he would have like more of a say on to what I was in and wasn't allowed to wear, but he came from more of a like religious and very strict upbringing.
Yeah.
And so I did feel like some type of pressure that I needed to dress more conservative, like very professional whenever I came over.
And I can imagine that like wasn't healthy for the relationship at all.
I guess not, because I wasn't able to be myself entirely.
I definitely think that like a girl should be able to like dress however she wants to. But even myself, like I will fully admit that like in my weakest moments, sometimes I'm feeling myself, I'm like, I feel good, and my girlfriend, if she's like looking beautiful too, it's like great, like fantastic, like, you know, I'm super happy for her. But like, let's just say I had a really bad day and I'm feeling kind of down and I'm already feeling kind of vulnerable. I'm worried that she's cheating on me or something, right? I'm paranoid already from the get-go. And then we're getting ready to go out. I have experienced at least one time in my life where I've been like, oh, like can that not just be for me?
But that is for you. Like, wouldn't that be for that person?
But like, no. This is definitely come from like an immature place. Like, this was when I was a lot younger. I feel like a lot of it is like one, maturity growing up, because now Jordy can wear whatever she wanted to. Like, I understand that like we're probably going to go to festivals and stuff later on, and people don't wear barely anything at festivals. I'm going to be shirtless. Everyone's going to be like, it just is what it is. And I feel like now I'd be completely okay with that because like I'm happy in my relationship and we are secure.
A lot of men wouldn't be okay with like the stuff I post. For example, like in our relationship, like you get to see me in lounge underwear all over my Instagram, all over my TikTok, and you are completely secure. But a lot of guys would feel completely uncomfortable with that, which is like, I get it, but at the same time, like you also should be proud of your woman feeling confident about herself, being able to post that. She is feeling herself, motivate her. Be like, hell yeah, you look amazing. Yeah. Comment on her shit. She feels good when you say stuff like that. If you don't say anything and you just get all pissy and upset, she's not going to put it on for you because she doesn't think that you actually give a shit about that.
Of course.
Right? So if you're boosting your woman, you're like, oh my God, you look amazing, baby. Like, holy shit, wear that again. Wear it for me. Like, I want to see you in it, not just on social media type of thing.
And then again, I feel like, if you do like give your woman confidence, like any dudes like dating right now, like, I feel like it would be a productive thing to be like, if your girlfriend is dressing in something that's like quite provocative, quite revealing and stuff, tell her like, you look fucking good. Like, you look so beautiful right now.
She will actually wear it more often for you because she'll be like, oh my God, he likes it.
Because like, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but every moment that she's getting ready, she's doing her makeup, she's doing her hair, all the steps it takes to like, to leave the house. If you're in a relationship, she's probably thinking, I hope my boyfriend likes the way I look right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like I'm doing my eyelashes right now, I'm doing my makeup a certain way. Like, I hope he realizes. So even if she doesn't look that different, like, to the way she always looks when she goes out and gets ready.
Literally, say something.
Just say something, definitely.
That's the only opinion that really matters.
Or like yourself in general. And if you're single, it doesn't matter about what anyone else thinks. Honestly, just wear what you are comfortable with.
Any guy or anyone doesn't have an opinion on what you dress like, because you're dressing in what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident, right? If you're secure, like just be confident, be happy, and like go for it.
But also, why? I have a question.
What did the monster just kick in? It just came.
I have a question. Why would you feel insecure? Other than like cheating or anything like that? Are you jealous that someone else is going to know your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Or where does the insecurity stem from for men being like, holy shit, I don't want her to wear that. I don't want her to wear it out.
That's where it comes from. I feel like when a guy is like, insecure, it's like he thinks that he's not good enough and that his girlfriend looks so beautiful. And I feel like it does come from a place of like, you're so astounded with the way your girlfriend looks and you're like, wow, she's a fucking unicorn. Like, she is gorgeous. She doesn't exist. And how have I got her? And there is guys in this club that are rich, famous, beautiful, like, they have so much to offer. They're so extravagant as people, and you maybe feel a bit boring, a bit like you don't have much to offer, and then you feel inferior. And if your girlfriend literally looks like she should be with David Beckham and you're just some random dude, you met at the bar or something, then you are going to feel a little bit like, I hope some guy doesn't like, just steal her away from me.
But if she wanted to be with David Beckham, I'm sure she would be. And then she's
with
you for a reason, right?
Yeah, I get that.
Insecurity in your own relationship.
And it is. That's what I mean. It comes from a place of insecurity. Whenever any guy is jealous, I feel like that's where it comes from.
If he feels insecure and he has a problem,
should you just leave him to his insecureness?
I think in relationships, communication is key. Yeah. So truly, it just means, okay, you're upset. We're late to the party. You don't get to tell me to change my outfit because I'm not going to change my outfit. We're late to the party. We're just going to go. Yeah. But after the party, we can have a conversation. If that bothered you, what I'm wearing it bothered you, I might not change it, but I will hear you out. I will sit down and I will have a conversation to be like, why did that bother you?
And that's good, because then it gives you the opportunity to then say like, look, I'm going to wear whatever the fuck I want to wear, but I'm wearing it. And I'm hoping you like the way I look.
Right.
Like, I'm wearing it for you. Right. No, not for you. I'm wearing it for myself, but I hope that you like it the most.
Not for you, but yes, yes.
There will be someone that like you can have these conversations with, and if you're not there right now, then stop wasting your time. Don't go and actively find the person that is, but like, there is someone better out there for you. So better than your last podcast plug.
Not just girls with guys, but also girls with girls or guys with guys.
Definitely.
Forgot a big chunk of it.
Yeah, it is just like, it's not just male and female, girl on girl, guy on guy. How does the girl make you feel if you let your girlfriend's wearing, or the boyfriend, however it is. There are so many different diverse ways to think about this. It's a very complex question.
It's like a very open, like you need to like trust each other and like not be afraid or to have conversations that are, you know, can obviously get heated.
I'm kind of what Skylar's saying. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a man and a woman, man, whatever, because a relationship is a relationship, and it's like you guys both want the same things, no matter like if it's men, women, whatever. So you should be able to talk about it, and I don't think it really makes a difference.
In terms of gender, leading on to the next question, in a relationship, typically when you hear on the news, you hear about stories and stuff, you hear about like abuse in relationships and stuff, whether it be physical or mental, do you feel that a woman has the same amount of ability to abuse in the relationship? Or because this is a question that is like just male and female, right? Typically the argument is that a man can abuse a woman more, and most of the stories that you hear is how a woman was affected, how a woman was like physically, you know, abused or something like that. I grew up with stories myself with how someone in my family abused the other person in their family, and it was the male versus the female, and it was really hard to hear. This is why I have like such a strong opinion on this topic, just because like I was brought up with these stories, and my mom always taught me if I ever laid a hand on a woman, she would literally kill me. Like, she'd break my hand if she ever found out, which is why, like, not why it's like, you know, bled into my head, but it just like has been solidified in my mind that a man should never, no matter what the circumstance, ever touch a woman in any sort of way. Do you think a woman can abuse a man just as much as he can abuse her?
I mean it's a complex issue, like all of these like topics we're talking about. It's a fact, we know that men like can be stronger than women, and so I think if we're talking like physical, like society, I probably, because of statistics, I mean, I can't like quote a statistic, but I think as a society, like we definitely have like the stigma around men being more abusive and like men being physically abusive. But I think in terms of like mental abuse, a woman can do just as much damage, and she can be I don't know, she can like gaslight the man into like doing these things, and it's not an excuse, but I think mental and like emotional abuse goes both ways 100%. And I think, yeah, definitely physical abuse, because like some men also like bigger women, you know, like like if we're talking strictly about physical, like it depends on the couple too.
But do you think that the way that you've been shaped, and this is like, you know, talking about the media and stuff,
yeah,
when a woman is hurt by the man and she is open and honest about this and it reaches social media, women will get together and they'll love that woman and make sure she's okay, and then it might go to the news and it might be televised, and it's a very women empowerment situation where like women get together and they make sure that that woman is okay, and then you collaboratively have a conversation, collaboratively have, you know, a collective thought of like, you know what, fuck men, we're strong, we're powerful, and never gonna let this affect me and stuff, right? Do you think that if a man was abused and he went on social media and said like, my woman used to beat me, men aren't going to come out and like collectively make that man feel good?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the case. Like if you're like, if you beat me, for example, and I went on social media and I said my girlfriend literally like hurts me, and I've been brought up to never touch a woman no matter what, but now and again, you know, she'll punch me because I know of a scenario. I'm not going to say any names. No one knows this other than like a few people, so like it's not gonna like get back to the person, but I know for a fact that one of my friends that I had in my life, he was in a relationship and it was very unhealthy, and things that he started to do would start to annoy her, and he was in a financial position that was enabled him unable to move or to leave the situation. She was in a very stable financial situation, so he stayed. But sometimes she would hold a pillow over his head while he was sleeping. She would punch him while he slept, and he actually almost committed suicide in the bathtub because he couldn't leave the woman. I know this, and if he was to speak about this online, people would be like, bro, why don't you just fucking leave? But if I said, Sky, why don't you just fucking leave? What does that mean? Like, because a guy can say that, because like if I could sympathize, right? Because like he was one of my boys. I was thinking like, bro, why don't you just get up and leave, man? Like, but it's not okay in this society to say that to a woman. You have to empower her. You can't just be like, hey, why can't you just leave?
And I think that's also like, I'm always thinking about like society. I'm like, society just, it's like how we are. We see women as like weaker and inferior, and so when we hear of these things, we're like pre-programmed to think that like they're the victim, you know what I mean? And we feel sorry for them, and then I think that's why like women come together, is because we've all been seen as like weaker, and like we need to lift each other up, whereas like society sees men as like stronger. Oh, like you should get through it, whatever. That's maybe why it's happening in terms of like no, like people aren't coming together. It's something
that will probably never be out of control. It's something that will maybe never change. We can try and fight for equality as much as we want, but there may always be like an underlying skin residue from like previous hundreds and hundreds of years, the way it's always been. Women may need more emotional support than a man. Therefore, you can't be there for the man in the same way that a woman can be there for the woman. Because like, again, like when it happened to my mate, I was like, I hope you're okay, dude, but just fucking leave. Again, if a girl just said that to you, she would be a terrible friend to just be like, dude, just like sort your life out, just leave. Like, you have the power to get up and leave, but it's never that easy.
Johnny Depp, for example, he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he was having trouble with like his acting roles because they didn't want to hire him back, because at the time they thought that he was the abusive one in the relationship, where years later it came out that it was actually her, and no one believed him. And
why would they? Because it's Johnny Depp, and he's this powerful stature of a man. He's confident, he's rich, he's famous, he's all these things. So how could he experience weakness?
I think that like, yeah, well, men have to like uphold this like title of like being strong, being the one who's like takes care of the family, and like put food on the table and have the money come in and stuff like that.
Which is wrong on every level.
Which absolutely, like, women definitely can be, again, equality and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, in the sense of like just get up and leave, for like a female's perspective, if a man was being very abusive, it is harder than just getting up. You've built a life, depending on how long, if it's like 6 months to a year to 5 years, like you've built your life, and like you just start rationalizing.
And it's holding on, right?
Yeah, and you're just like, okay, well, we have this good moment, we had this good moment, so okay, well, this moment can cancel out like a negative, and you just start like, it's not that bad.
You get stuck in it. And it's not a matter of like just getting up and leaving. You're scared of any consequences. That person is in your life. Yeah. That person has met your family, been to your house, etc., etc., etc. And it's an intimidation factor, because a man is always stronger than a woman. You're bigger than me, right? You are two times my size, and majority of men are bigger than females. So it's a matter of an intimidation factor. You can say that you can report it to the cops or anything like that, but if you had truly cared about that person, you probably won't ever do that. You don't want them to ever look bad. And to get out of a situation like that, it takes a lot.
And I want to say something from like an educational standpoint, because I know there's mainly a male demographic watching this, and I definitely know that, like, you know, a lot of you are in relationships right now, and I want you to just be conscious of like something. When you're in a relationship and you're arguing with your girlfriend, or like you reach a disagreement, you know, when you act out and when you act in an aggressive way, like that is gonna, you know, instill fear in her, because again, like, you are a strong person, and you know, you can inflict pain and stuff, and like, remember that like she's going to remember those things for the entire relationship. And if you don't want to stay in your relationship with an aggressive manner, like be conscious that you have to be gentle, you have to be caring, you have to be like all these qualities to make your girlfriend or wife or partner, or, you know, girlfriend or boyfriend feel comfortable and not scared. Because like, you should never be in a relationship where you feel like scared of your partner, like what they're capable of, like whether they're going to fly off the handle or not. Like, guys, like just be conscious and be cautious that, like, you know, your actions are going to speak a lot louder than I'm sorry, like it won't happen again, all these bullshit fucking things that, you know, like, you just literally trying to calm the person down with. Like, if you do something, you got to fucking own it, or just don't do it in the first place.
And I also feel like there's never an actual good time to ever do it. There's actually never a reason to ever hurt another human being or threaten another human being.
You also need to be like cautious of his feelings and all that kind of stuff. You can't, instilling fear of just every time you get into an argument.
I was just telling guys, because I can tell the guys.
No, but like same thing, like women like also need to be like, every time you get into an argument, are you just gonna go and, like you said, put on this slutty, unquote unquote, slutty dress, and then go to the bar and, you know, install fear that you possibly can go and cheat on him. Like, that's, you know, true. What I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it needs to be both ways.
There's so many ways to like instill fear in a relationship. Like, you know, you could say something like, oh, well, it wasn't like this with him. And it could be like referring to her previous relationship, and she's going to make you feel like shit now because, like, oh, like, you know, Damien didn't do this, but you are.
Sorry,
fucking Damien.
You are in the world.
And it's the same way with a girl. Like, you know, guys, like, if you're like, you know, texting on your phone or whatever else, and your girlfriend's like, you know, paranoid or whatever else, like, you know, if you're instilling fear in her by like being so weird about your phone and stuff, literally just like, you got to make her, you know, feel comfortable, because not that you have like, you know, you're obliged to do those things, but if you want like a calming relationship, if you want like an easy relationship, then just be open and honest about everything. Like, it's really easy to do. Like, if you've got nothing to hide, then don't hide anything. It's the same way, like, again, with girls and stuff, like a responsibility to, you know, make that guy feel good. Like, if you get in an argument, the worst thing to do is be like, okay, go put on your like nicest dress, do your makeup that you've probably never like, or put some underwear on that you've never even worn for him, and go out and like, you're gonna make, you know, he's gonna feel like, oh, she's gonna go cheat on me right now. because she ain't even ever worn that for me. And we just had an argument kind of thing. And I guess, again, that is a controversial topic because, like, you know, again, the woman can wear whatever she wants to.
I feel like
that has bad intentions.
I was gonna say, I feel like when she
intentions.
goes and she storms off and she goes and she picks out of all of her underwear that one, then like you're
the fuck you want,
like you're ready. You better be ready because I'm about to play.
Yeah. Advice for like guys out there right now watching, like in terms of your ideal body type. And does it matter what he does for a job? What's your ideal guy? Like, do you like someone that's like a massive fucking bodybuilder? Do you want bulging biceps?
So are we going to talk about everyone's type?
Yeah, everyone's type.
Okay.
Or if you're interested in a girl, for example, does she have to be like super slim, slender, nice little tidy six pack? Can she have a dad bod? Can he have a dad bod? You know,
he's not wrong.
What's your type?
I thought I knew my type, and I always thought I liked. Don't you fucking it?
Jordy's losing her mind over here.
I used to think my type was like gym bod, broad, tall, tan, you know, like dark features.
Like The Rock.
Like an Indian prince, you
Oh,
know,
like
like a Disney character.
Like some Jack Marouge.
Tarzan.
A tanned Indian butch man.
Okay, I don't want to say I'd go for a tan Indian. Like he can be Latino, like he could, like just dark features was my thing. Why is everyone laughing at me? Now,
because they know more than we do.
Now, what?
They know more than we do. By the way, anyone watching, like these girls have been friends for a very long time.
Yeah, we gave him consent to intrude in our lives, so it's okay.
Yeah, I did receive consent.
I think I do need a little bit of bicep there, but but no,
like a bit of bicep.
I feel like my type has changed drastically to blonde, blue eyes, and it doesn't matter if you're skinny or not.
So Hitler's children.
Oh my god.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Watch out for Pam.
I feel like I went growing up from a certain type to I don't really have a type anymore, but
okay. And what about what he does for a job? Like for your, you know, stature of man, how much money does he need to make? Does it matter what he makes?
I mean, it's definitely more attractive if you are set in life and you have an idea and you're pursuing that passion. I feel like that definitely.
What quality can a guy bring to a relationship if he doesn't yet have money in his life and he's not stable? What can he do?
I don't know how it'd feel if you don't know how to drive or don't have a car.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's got like, you know, he passed his driving test. You know, he's at least 17.
If he's 17, he's too young for you, bro.
whether they can drive or not, but like
or don't have enough money to go out.
Yeah, like, you know what?
You don't need to drive, but you also need to make effort. If you don't drive, that's okay. I'm not like, well,
I expect you to bike to my house.
Or take the train,
I
or
mean,
bus,
yeah.
or Uber. Like, there's
and we'll work on it. We'll work on it. So I can teach you. We can do it together. But like,
driving not in the point, but like generally, like if he is goal driven, but he doesn't know, he's not there yet.
Yes.
So he's broke, but he has an idea. Is that enough?
Mm-hmm.
So he aspires to.
Why?
Go for it.
It's a difference between having goals and talking about it and then actually putting it into action. Because there are men out there who just talk.
Everyone talks a bunch of shit. Yeah.
Talk all that shit. I want to see you put into action. Yeah. You can be broke, but if you have ideas and you're working on it and you're proving to me that you're working towards that, that's fine. Yeah, that's like very attractive.
Never actually try and impress a girl based on like what you're doing, like, or how much money you have, or it's about like what it means to like actually try and do something with your life. You know, try and achieve anything. Like if you're not there yet and you have goals, you have dreams, if you're actively trying to do something with your life, it's same as a girl. Like if I was dating someone and they had all these ideas and stuff, but they just spoke and they just talked and didn't actually do anything about it, I'd be like, well, I'm quite a judgmental person, so I'd be like, yo, you're full of shit. But like, I would. I fucking would. Like, if someone that I'm with and stuff, they spoke about all these things, and you know, it's a year of the relationship, and they haven't even tried to do any of them, I'd be like, stop talking shit and do something about it. Might make me the wrong person to be with, because you know, I'm also the sort of person that would help someone get towards that goal. You know, and even with that help, if they're still not trying, then I can't do anything for you. Like, you know.
100%. That's like, okay, my boyfriend now.
Yeah.
When I met him, he didn't have a job. Well, he lost his job due to COVID and everything like that. And he was like on the right path. We started seeing each other, and in my head, he didn't have a job.
Yeah.
I know you had a job, but you don't have a job currently. By me telling him, okay, I don't want to be with you, and I like consider you as my boyfriend until you get a job. I don't know if that's like really harsh.
That would be harsh.
But and it's not no. It's not like I don't want to
come back when you got a job.
No. But it's like
yeah, and pay my bill. No. And by the way, if I'm pregnant, you're fucking having that baby.
You know what? Or showing me that you are trying to get a job. So we were friends, and like maybe more than friends, but like just to the title, we were friends.
Yeah.
Until he got a job, and he would joke around and like pretend to kind of, I don't even know what, asking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't think I heard you right, because you don't have a job. And like,
oh shit.
Because you're not gonna ask me out. And that was just my standards.
This guy is a savage.
That's all. We're looking for a job.
I was just gonna say, I think because you're such a hard worker, you want someone to match the level of work you put into what you do. And so you just
definitely
want like equality, It's not
asking a lot for like your partner to be equally as driven as you. Like if you're trying so hard in your life to become something, what your version of success, whether that be like a stable family, or whether that be like something entrepreneurial, or just any goal. Like if you have a goal, it's so obvious when someone doesn't have a goal, because you're so focused on your shit that when someone's not, they just linger. They're like just there like a dog in the corner, like a piece of furniture that just becomes like, something of not much importance, because you're so driven. But what's going to happen in a relationship, like if you find a passion and your partner has a passion too, it's going to, one, make you seem more attractive. Two, not be in competition with each other, but it's almost just like a bit of a, they're doing so well, I'm doing so well. You grow together.
Like literally conversation when you're sitting at the dinner table and I'm telling you about my whole entire day, because I've been at work from like morning to night.
Yeah.
And you have nothing to add.
Nothing.
Because like you just sat on the couch.
All you did was play Warzone all day.
Like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's just like,
you want to be able to add something to the table.
Did you work out? Did you go for a walk today? Did you read a book? Like tell me what you learned today. Like it's not just like I come home and it's all about me and
definitely. And I think if you don't have anything to add to the conversation, or any conversation for that matter, then I personally think that you're not doing enough.
For example, if you don't have motivation and you can't get out of bed and you can't like do all these things, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. You know what I mean? Because like
you got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, you gotta take care of yourself.
I guess people that I've known in the past and stuff, like you can become so obsessed with like a relationship, right, that like you forget what it is to be your own person, because you can be so driven towards like making that relationship the best it's going to be, and spending all your time with that person, but then you forget about your own life, and you forget about, and then when you break up with that relationship, it's like, what do you have for a healthy standpoint, and a good like for your mental health, like find your own stuff. And if you don't have your own thing yet, even if you're in a relationship, you should try and actively try and find that thing, because like God forbid the relationship doesn't work out the way you want it to, and then you're left and you literally have jack shit to keep you concentrated, jack shit to keep your mind off of the fact that your person has just cheated on you or left you or said you weren't good enough, or all these things. You had nothing to work towards. So from a safety standpoint, from a mental health standpoint, it works so well for you and your future, from a financial purpose, from a mental health purpose, from a quality of life purpose, to try and do something with your life. You don't necessarily need someone else in your life, because I feel like a lot of what we've spoken about during this podcast has been relationships and depending on the other person and all these things and what the other person thinks of you. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what anyone thinks. You got your own shit, and everyone on this table, like, you all have your own stuff going on. You have your own goals, you have your own dreams and everything, and that's amazing. You're in a perfect position to be able to give yourself to someone else, because you're also giving so much to yourself. You're in a healthy standpoint. But like, it'd be different if someone was on the table right now and they didn't necessarily have goals.
You have to love yourself first.
Yeah,
you have to love yourself first, and it's really hard. Like, how can you love somebody else if you can't love yourself first?
Exactly. How do you even have the capacity?
Like, insecurities, and like, I don't know, for myself personally, like getting out of a long relationship,
yeah.
And then spending the next like 2.5, 3 years just focusing on myself, traveling, hanging out with my friends, and not constantly needing to find like room for my friends, because boyfriends come first. I find that when I'm focusing on myself, I'm just making time for my friends, and here and there hanging out with a guy, if that may be.
So I was basically saying that I want to go back to everyone's type, so everyone doesn't think that I have like a Nazi type, like.
But you were telling me like behind the scenes that you want to start an army of like blonde hair, blue eyed people.
Well, that's what they said. I just meant opposite features of my own. So if he has green eyes, purple eyes.
Who has? Wait, whoa! You've been watching Avatar way too much.
I thought I had a type, and then I don't know. Like, I've been single for over a year now, and I don't even know my type anymore.
What's your Instagram again?
What?
What's your Instagram again?
Oh, Oh yeah, hook me up, guys. on. I don't really think I have a type anymore, and if I'm attracted to someone, I am. And like, I don't immediately, it's never like an immediate like sexual attraction. I become like more attracted to them as I get to know them. Like off the bat, I can tell if I'm going to be attracted to this person, and then it just like grows stronger the more I get to know them, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that's probably like anybody, maybe. I don't know.
Some people are like so stuck, like, I want this kind of guy, this kind of person, this kind of life, and this is how it's going to be. You know, so to be completely open to anything is like is great. It's a great quality to have, because it means you are as an individual like a super well-rounded person. You know, you are open to anything, and you are like, you know, fully, I guess, accepting of like, you know, someone that is going to be amazing for your life, and you don't have any like sort of ideals or perspective on like what you expect, because you know you just want someone to be good to you, right? And that's all there is.
I know what I like, and I know the kind of lifestyle like I want to live, and like I like to wake up on the weekends not early, but I don't like to sleep in on weekends. Like I like to take advantage of the day, and like if someone is who like is like a night owl and like likes to like sleep in and like isn't really driven, doesn't really have any motivation, then that's an issue for me, because that's just like the life I want.
And you're like fully inclined to that, you know, wanting someone to be, you know, and doing things with their life, not wanting to stay in bed all day, and not wanting to just like, you know, be the complete opposite of you. Yeah.
And I think I'll just say one more piece and then we can go to your type. But I think like it's just so triggering for me, because a lot of my exes have been like crazy partiers, and like they will have been up and like they won't have gone to bed, and you know, and like we'll have plans the next day and they haven't gone to bed, and they're like mangled, and I'm like, this is just so triggering for me now. And so I think when I'm with someone who is kind of like that, or like sleeps through our plans, or like sleeps through the day, I'm like, oh god, like here we go again, you know. And so I think it's also based on experiences too, like it's based on who you've dated. You kind of develop things, and I think it's important you learn what you like and you don't like, and that's how you ultimately find like your person, right? So I think it's dependent on your experiences too.
I don't think I have like necessarily a type. I was like, I'm here for it. I don't think I really have a type either. I think that obviously they need to be get it. I think that they need to be kind. It's not expectations. Yeah, and it's not standards. It's not expectations.
What is it
it's I guess my standards. But
Exactly.
okay, guys.
I'm so sorry.
I guess it is standards, but like, wait, I'll explain it. Okay,
is not a bad word.
I explain it like this: expect kind of a guy to open the door for me. Is that my standards? Well, it's not a standard, but like,
It's an expectation.
but it's an expectation.
Yeah,
And-
you want a mannerable man,
okay, but then, is it?
or a mannerable woman.
But should I be going into the relationship with expectations? Again, going back to the job situation, no, he doesn't need to, like, he needs to just be passionate and be pursuing, like, goals. Is there an expectation of how much money he makes? No, but I also, too, have a future in my mind, not a picket white fence, but I want to travel. I want to be able to travel comfortably and then come home and, you know, come home to Canada where I, like, plan on living and raise my family and stuff like that. So my expectations are just, like, high.
I guess I wouldn't say like I have like a certain type that like it has to be this kind of person, but there are certain features that I do find really attractive about men.
Pam's looking at you like
Like, okay, so what do you find attractive about a man? What's your go-to?
My go-to, someone dark, which is what she wants me to say, and she's begging me to like just say. I've never been with like
watching it.
I know.
Dark skin or tan?
Both.
Okay.
I'm open to both, but that's just who I'm like attracted towards.
Yeah.
Person of color.
Yeah.
I'm attracted towards. More than that, like it really depends on like the qualities he has as a person. So like I need someone who is funny. That is like so key for me. Like I need someone who I can like laugh with and have like a good time with and just not take life so seriously.
Yeah.
I also need like a man who has manners and respect. So that would be like my top qualities.
Definitely.
Jordan.
Come closer. Come closer.
He's like,
What do you look for in a guy?
Oh god.
Like what?
I didn't think I had a type, but if I compare my previous relationships, it's not like my current relationship.
Because I'm one of a kind.
Oh, shut up. There's been definitely a trend in per se being active and driven to a goal, because those are two things that are really important in my life, because I am driven and I'm always active.
Yeah.
And if someone can't get on board with that,
What if I quit the gym?
I respect that. But you're still driven. You're still driven in your own life. I know you for a fact. You're always going to be driven. You're always going to want to do more because that's literally what you stand for. In any previous relationship to mine.
What was your type before?
Because I've actually looked at like a nationality. It's literally been Portuguese and Italian, which is like prior to...
I am 100% British.
Exactly. Which is why it's like...
I just came and stole you away.
Yeah, a little bit. But no, it's
we
just
ain't even spoke about this.
Honestly, it's just a matter of respect in general is what I had always looked for in a relationship.
Yeah.
A mutual respect, respecting my opinion, respecting me, my morals. My family, my friends are everything. So if you don't even have the decency to respect them, how am I supposed to respect you as a human?
Exactly.
Right? So like if someone's brought up in a shit manner that's going to treat everyone with disrespect and show up to any gathering and be a complete piece of shit,
just like not talk,
it's not gonna be a
unsociable,
thing.
uninterested in someone's
Exactly.
like day or life.
That's why I think like my type can also be an extrovert, someone who's out there, someone who's gonna put themselves out there, because like at the end of the day, I need someone to match my energy, because I'm a very energetic out there type of person, and if someone can't not do the same, because I wouldn't expect everyone to be able to do that, but if someone can't even try, what's the point?
I think that like also, and I think that also like a man, he needs to like be in value, like I need to value him and he needs to value me, but he also needs to like give me something and I give him something.
Yeah, like I do believe that, like
yeah,
I think in a relationship and stuff, like fair play to like just like a pastime. If you're just like with someone to spend time with them because you're like bored or lonely or whatever else, like we all have those situations, we've all had them, and we're all probably, you know, if you haven't had it, you're probably gonna have it. Like someone that you just like collectively spend time with because you've got nothing better to do. But in a relationship, it should always be that person is going to be a positive in your life, a plus, like a trajectory in a positive direction, like someone that's going to add to your existence and make you better as a person. And if they dim you in any way, if they silence you or, you know, make you feel less or make you do less by, you know, wasting your time because you're not doing anything actively for yourself, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. Like that person should always be someone of a positive impact in the relationship, because that's what it is. Like you're there to, you know, help each other grow together, be together, and just be better versions of yourself together. So thank you so much for coming on and being part of this with me. Yay. And just like sharing your thoughts and stuff. And right guys, so that was it for this episode of the Hardcast. Let me know what you think. If it's on YouTube, drop a comment. I'm going to end it. I'm going to take one more sip of this. Actually, no, I can't because it's fucking over. Anyway, I'll guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode of the Hardcast.